If we do this, I need to know that you can find the brakes.
There are no breaks.
Well, Mama told me
Men like us,
when I was young,
protectors, defenders, sentinels.
come sit beside me.
You're either in the fight or you're thinking about it.
My only son.
What we're doing here is going to echo through time.
I'm not really a fan of prequels, so when they announced Terminal List Dark Wolf, I wasn't too hyped about it. A big part of that was the character that they chose, Ben Edwards, played by Taylor Kitsch. I like Taylor Kitsch. I have a soft spot for him. And if you watch some of my videos, you'll hear me say I have a soft spot for a certain actor or director. That just means I'm speaking with bias. Now, this dates all the way back to the movie The Covenant, which is early 2000s. He was in it. Young Bucky Barnes was in it. Just when guys were getting their first start. The dude, he was in The Expanse. So he was Captain Holden in The Expanse. So either way, like, I'm speaking with bias. I do think he's a bit of a monotone actor. He's not that spectacular, but I do like a lot of his work. I think he's solid enough. I've enjoyed a lot of things I've watched him in. So I like Taylor. And it has nothing to do with him or the character itself. It's just, so when it comes to like prequels or something, let's say you have 5, maybe 6 characters and you've seen 4 of them in the original show, right? So, no matter what's going on, those 4 guys are going to survive. Now, this show did a good job of introducing new characters, or they're new to me. I'm not big up on the novels. I'm not a avid reader. We got Tom Hopper, who plays Rafe. I know him from the later seasons of Game of Thrones, where he was basically just the butt of a joke because his name was Dickon. We have Robert Wisdom, who was in The Wire, which is a great show. Luke Hemsworth, we know him, like, I think he's the oldest brother, but he's like the shortest brother, so he just looks like a little brother, but he's pretty beefy in this. So anyway, that they do introduce characters and keep things fresh, and it's just that one aspect I can't get away from when it comes to prequels is I know certain people are going to get through this, and there were several instances where Taylor's character was kind of pinned down, and he's fighting 20 some odd guys, and he's gonna get through. So it takes the suspense out of moments for me, is why I'm not a fan of prequels. And it's often too, there's, you can't really do too much mystery with a prequel because where things all end up, where the story ends or leads to. So that's just something maybe that's just a quirk of mine, but that's why I'm not a fan of prequels. Now with this actually turned into a pretty good little spy thriller. There was a lot of twists and turns with it, which I thought they did a real good job. When I first started watching this, because I watched the first 3 episodes, and Chris Pratt, who plays James Reese, of course, in Terminal List. Now he's in the first episode, maybe 2. And when I was watching those, I totally forgot that it was a prequel. Because he was in it enough, they were doing missions with their SEALs and everything, and so I kind of forgot that it was a prequel, and then they branch off and focus. It's like, oh yeah, this is a prequel, and then it turned into a pretty good spy thriller, like I said. So kudos to that. Now, Jack Carr a few months ago came out and explained why we haven't got Terminal List season 2 yet. It's because Chris Pratt bought the rights. And then they did season 1, and then they have to wait for the data, whether it's a success or not, and which it was, turns out it was. And then they signed on, negotiated to do a season 2, and then strikes happened. And also Chris Pratt was signed on to do other projects. So that's the delay for season 2, which makes sense. It's unfortunate because if you're like me, you enjoyed season 1 a lot. I really liked it. I liked it more, I think, the second and third time I watched it. Even with some of the filler moments they kind of dragged out, it's still, overall, I really enjoyed that. Now back to this prequel, like I had mentioned, it's a pretty good spy thriller. Now my disappointment with this, and I'm going to try not to give too much plot away. I'm trying to do the spoiler free if you haven't seen it. I don't feel like they adequately explained how Taylor's character got to the point that he's in season 1 of Terminal List, how he got to be the, I guess, betrayer or the backstabber. Maybe not even a backstabber, but just part of the stuff that fucked over James Reese, Chris Pratt's character. I don't feel like they really explained that at all. Almost to the point that I thought that could be setting up for a Dark Wolf season 2, which maybe they are. I didn't see anything officially announced. They do something at the end where he's handed a business card by Leaf Shriver's little brother Pablo, the Halo guy. He was also in The Wire way back. But he hands him a business card because he's trying to recruit him into another CIA operation, which they make that clear that they're talking about season 1 of the Terminal List, what happens there. But we're talking like the last 12 minutes of the final episode. So nothing leading up to that did anything to explain why he got involved the way he did. So maybe they are doing a season 2. I don't know. That would be my biggest knock on this show. Other than that, though, I was actually really entertained. I liked how it was like you had multiple agencies involved in this, so you don't know who to trust. It's one of those things. So when I say spy thriller like that, covert type of operations. Now, the reason he's involved with the CIA is because in a mission in the Middle East, he killed somebody and he wasn't supposed to kill. He basically lost his cool. They were supposed to take him prisoner and he killed him. Now that happens real early, but that's how and then he kind of gets booted out of the SEALs and then somebody kind of recruits him into the CIA. That's all I'm going to say about that. But to close it out, I would say that I didn't think this was worthy of talking about weekly. I binged the first 3 episodes and then I watched each week. And I didn't think it was worth talking about every week. But if you sit down and binge the whole thing, it's definitely entertaining. It's good. But when it's just once a week, you can't really talk about much because so much stuff is still mysterious. Even though I said with prequels, you can lose the mystery, but this is a totally different story. It's not even connected other than the characters, and the universe. So, I would definitely say, yeah, you can sit down and binge this. It's 7 episodes. They're about an hour long each. If you want to knock them out in a weekend, I believe that most people will enjoy it. It was well done. There was a part where there's this shootout in a tunnel where they did something weird with the direction. Like they were trying to make it seem like it was all one take. And it just looked goofy because you could tell that they were piecing together different takes, but they were trying to make it seem like it was all just one take. And it just I thought it looked pretty shitty, to be honest. But those are my thoughts. I think it's worth a binge. I think it was well done. It was well acted. The story was actually intriguing. Just my knock is I don't feel like it explained how we got from point A to point B. And I don't even know if they were going for that or if they cared or if they were just trying to throw something out there because they knew Terminal List season 2 was, even though they were both announced at the same time. But either way, I'm rambling. I'd say it's worth a watch. I enjoyed it overall. So those are my thoughts, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for stopping by.